It's known as fashion's Bible. Vogue magazine, where the elite and the aspiring alike turn for the style of the moment and of the past.
To be in Vogue has to mean something.
And nothing may mean more in fashion than landing on the cover of Vogue.
It's an endorsement, it's a validation.
Anna Wintour has been Vogue's editor-in-chief for 23 years. With her signature bob haircut and dark sunglasses, she's considered the most powerful figure in fashion.
Anna, right here.
What should a cover do?
Well, a cover's a poster. I think it has to look like Vogue, it has to be a strong image, it has to be seductive.
Can being on the cover of Vogue change a model's career?
Well, obviously, it certainly will make everybody take notice of you in a way that they haven't before.
Now the magazine is taking notice of its famous covers for its 120th anniversary in 2012. Vogue contributor Dodi Kazanjian and international editor-at-large Hamish Bowles have compiled a book of the magazine's covers through the years.
Thank you, Lisa. Enjoy.
The girl I love is on a magazine cover.
This is the very first issue. It's December 1892, and it depicts a debutante.
How often does this come out of the vault?
I think this might be its first outing in a very long time.
Started as a weekly magazine for high society New Yorkers, early issues of Vogue featured covers of well-polished young women known as Gibson girls, named after the illustrator who created the look.
A Vogue cover holds a mirror up to its time.
In 1909, publishing big shot Condé Nast bought Vogue and used the cover to reach a wider upscale audience. Art Deco and the Jazz Age inspired covers in the coming years. But the real change came in 1932 with the first color photo cover by photography pioneer Edward Steichen.
This is a really striking Blumenfeld cover. I mean, it's so dramatic.
Since then, legendary photographers like Cecil Beaton, Irving Penn, and Annie Leibovitz have shot the most influential cover in fashion.
I like to think they all have the Vogue stamp, but I don't like the idea of them all looking identical.
By the 70s and 80s, many covers had come to look identical. It was time for a change. So when the British-born mother of two took over American Vogue in 1988 after running the UK version, Wintour turned the fashion world upside down, starting with her very first cover.
Well, it was totally unplanned. I mean,
she used an image never intended for the cover, featuring an Israeli model wearing jeans.
I just said, well, let's just try this.
Right.
And off we went. To me, it just said, this is something new, this is something different. And I remember the printers called us up because they thought we'd made a mistake. Just wanting to check that that actually was the cover.
Right. Was that radical?
It was really radical. It was very much a statement of intent. It broke every kind of prescribed boundary and rule that had existed up till then.
Wintour continued to push boundaries by putting celebrities on the cover instead of supermodels, a revolutionary move at the time.
I remember getting quite a bit of criticism for my first Madonna cover, and that, you know, she's not Vogue, she'll never sell, and you know, it was a little bit risky, and you know, it was up something extraordinary like 40% on the newsstand. So that was an eye-opener, I think, to all of us.
But you knew something, or you followed.
I didn't know anything.
You followed an instinct.
I never pay any attention. I'm sure it's not such a good way to be, but I don't really follow market research, and I in the end, I do respond to my own instincts. Sometimes they're successful, and obviously sometimes they're not. But you have to, I think, remain true to what you believe in.
This was the centenary issue of Vogue. And
in the 120 years of Vogue, no issue has sold better than 1992's 100th anniversary edition, featuring the supermodels who had graced so many covers.
They were the kind of Liz Taylors of the 80s. I mean, they were the ones with the unbelievably glamorous lives and the crazy glamorous boyfriends, and they were the girls that everyone wanted to be.
If everyone wanted to be the supermodels, everyone in fashion wants Vogue's September issue, the massive look at fall's must-haves.
The September issue it's kind of the best of the best.
A documentary followed the making of 2007's magazine with actress Sienna Miller on the cover, the largest in Vogue history, 840 pages, weighing in at 5 pounds. You might need both hands to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. Better than weight training.
Can I feel this?
Yes, you can.
Oh my gosh, so who can put this in their purse and in their, I mean, it's so big.
Well, that brings us to the online archive.
This past Wednesday, Vogue unveiled its new digital archive. Every single page, covers, ads and all, from 120 years are now online.
Poochie's a really fun search, I don't think.
Yeah, that is.
You'll see that always Vogue has had access to our world and other worlds in a way that no other magazine has ever had. A great fashion picture obviously reflects the time just as much as the New York Times headline does, and I think that's what the archives really will show. It's a very different experience actually looking at the collections through the eyes of the Vogue editors as opposed to seeing it live, through video or paparazzi pictures or whatever it may be.
This is a great issue. This is Truman Capote's Black and White Wall, for instance.
Oh my gosh.
Glorious style.
For now, anyone can pay the $1,500 to use it, but soon Vogue magazine's subscribers will have access to part of the archive, including that first issue from 1892.
Suggestions for shoes to wear in the rain.
So the beauty of this is that, when you and I were looking at the hard copy, we could barely touch it.
Yeah, it was so
fragile. We couldn't
fragile.
open it.
Yeah.
And here we are inside, looking at every page, all the details and the illustrations are crisp. The archive is a treasure trove for both fashion historians and those just nostalgic for the past. The 400,000 pages are indexed to allow users to even search for what any model was wearing while snapped by a certain photographer.
So this is going to give us Marc Jacobs on Kate Moss shot by Annie Leibovitz.
And you never know what else might turn up. Oh, you just typed me in?
Let's just see what comes up.
Well, and you got my name right. That was such a fun one. And while Vogue is celebrating its past, it's also looking forward, setting the standard for new styles and trends, and of course, choosing next month's cover. After all,
It's always the next issue that's going to be the best one.